back into the shop today. Steve with Swamp Bottom Baits here. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I've got an earbud in. We're going to see if that helps with the audio. So first off, I'd like to thank everybody for the subs and the likes, the shares, comments. Everything is very much appreciated. We are right below 900. So thank you all so much for helping the channel grow. And today I'm going to get into doing up some what I call the Crappie Thumpers. It is done in the Epic Bait Molds backup bait, and it's a core shot. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I already have the colors mixed up, so we're just going to be shooting. No actually mixing colors today, just makes it a little bit quicker and easier. So we'll be back in just a second. Alright, so we are back. So here is 2-inch backup from Epic Bait Molds. So to shoot our shells, so you can put a couple drops of oil on the rods and set them into the mold. Just like so. Let's go ahead and wipe my fingers off. I've got two different microwaves. I can't run both at the same time. They're both on the same circuit. But I already have the one color heated up. I got the other one going right now. So let's grab our clamp. Get that loaded up. And let's touch this one up a few seconds. So it'll get you all backed out here. And I have found it easier while I'm doing this. When I go and take the shells out of the mold, is I let them set for a minute before I take them off of the runner. They just tend to come off a little bit cleaner. So you can see our shell color is a very translucent yellow. So very translucent yellow. You can see my hand go underneath it right there. When it gets real thin, it's going to be extremely translucent. So we'll let that set for just a second, and then we'll pull that out, shoot our second one. So let's get, there's a piece of plastic stuck in there. There we go. I don't have any tweezers over here right at the moment. So make sure it's clean. That should be pretty close to being set up. It was the first time shooting the mold, so it is cold. And let's keep that yellow warm. Let's check on that orange. Yeah, that's going to need some more time. So let's throw another 30 seconds on that one. Alright. So yeah, our shell, as you can see the rod going down through there. So we'll go ahead and take them off the rods. Like I said, I've come to find out letting these set for a minute or two, they tend to come off the runner a lot cleaner. So we'll set those up there for a minute. Just throw another couple drops of oil on the rods. Get them coated up real good. And back in the mold. Now, if I do 24 in a bag on these. So that's 2 shots of the mold for the shells, 2 shots of the mold for the cores. Get that back in that vise. And get our second shot done. So that is good on that one. So let me get a cooling plate to set these cups on. So all this is just a chunk of aluminum. I like to set my cups on to help it cool down, pull the heat out of it. Check on our orange and see how our orange is doing. Not quite melted down where it needs to be at, and we're going to have to vacuum it also. So now that this is set for just a minute, we can grab on there, pull it off. You can see we get a nice clean end on the shell. You will get, sometimes you get a little bit of flashing on the tail. You see that one, the flashing's covering the hole just a little bit. See it sticking up. Just grab that, pop it off. So, like I said, by letting this set for a second, get a nice clean removal. So there is that runner. That one's about ready to come out of the mold. Alright, that orange is all melted down. Let's get that in the vacuum chamber. And let's get this one out of the mold. There's our next run. Now, yes, we let it set, but we want to take these off of the rods right from the beginning. So do not let them sit on the rods. It will become a little bit difficult to get off the rods if you do that. That is from experience there. Alright, so let them set. Let's go ahead and load these shells back up. Make sure you get them in straight. That one there's off by. There we go. So the orange is done in the vacuum chamber. So, and you want your second color a little bit hotter than your first. So there we go. All loaded up. Let's get that back in the vise. Get these rods out of the way. So, and let's check and see where our temperature is at. Like I said, you want your second color to be a little bit hotter. That's at 362. That's probably good, but I'm going to put just a hair bit more heat to it. It's going to take me a minute. I haven't cleaned out my injector yet. Alright. So injector's ready to go. Mold is ready to go. So a little bit hotter to help it bond. And then you're going to want to hold a little bit of pressure on it also. A little bit longer pressure, I should say, which will help it bond also. So let's set that in the mic. While this one's setting up, we can go ahead pull these off the runner. And also when you grab them to pull them off the runner, grab back here a little bit. If you grab up here at the front, you will squeeze it closed. Like I said, by letting it sit there for a second, it just, I don't have a problem with them ripping wrong. They pop off that runner nice and easy. And by holding back and letting it pull free, that hole is always good. So alright, that tip is getting a little bit hot. That's still a little bit tacky, so let's give that just a second to cool off a little bit more. So all this kind of in real time, with the exception of, you know, the colors I already had mixed up from the last time I shot it, which was a couple weeks ago. And this mold doesn't take much plastic, but it is time consuming because of the double shots. See if we can straighten it out a little bit here for y'all, so you can get a little bit better look at it. But the orange and yellow is why I call it citrus. So there we go. You can see the orange, or the yellow shell with the orange going down through the middle of it, and then the orange tail. So there we go. Get you a close up. There's that. Let's load up these shells for the second shot. And then what I will do is I will lay them all out on a sheet pan. I'll take them off the runner, lay them straight on a sheet pan so they can cure up nice and straight. Let them go for 24 hours at least. I usually try to go 48. So, and then we will package them up. Now I do have some of these already made up, but this customer requested no scent. So, and the other ones have scent on them. So that's why we are doing up a new batch. So, put a little bit more heat to our cup. And do this second shot. So There we go. There is our citrus. Grab another sheet pan here. And all I do, pull them off the runners. And then I will take and I'll lay them alternating directions just like this here, back and forth until we have the whole group laid out. And like I said, 2 days, package them up. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here, and we will do a turntable for you so you can see what they look like on the turntable. Thank you all for coming in and joining. You have a good week, and peace, everybody.